It's me, Count Gloucester, Lysithea von Ordelia.
Ah yes, please come in.
Thank you. Count Gloucester, I have come here in my father's stead, and must return to the front line soon. But I wish to formally apologize for any trouble caused by the recent events in Ordelia.
Oh? But my domain was left largely unharmed. In fact, if anyone is apologizing here, it should be me. I knew full well what was happening in Ordelia, yet was only able to dispatch a small force to aid you.
It is only natural that a house should prioritize the safety of its own domain. And besides, House Gloucester is tasked with protecting the crucial Great Bridge of Myrden.
Your understanding is appreciated. But for me, I fear this also has a personal component. It is true that I could not abandon the Great Bridge, yet your father has been my compatriot for many years, and I view him as a true brother-in-arms. Had something happened to him, I would never have been able to forgive myself.
I had no idea you held my father in such high regard.
I have always felt I owed him far more than I was ever able to give.
And what do you owe him exactly?
My lord, you have a messenger from the Federation Army.
Send them through.
At once, sir.
Sorry to barge in like this.
What do you want?
Oh, hey, Lysithea. I didn't know you were here, but it actually saves me some time.
You are the mercenary captain who reports directly to His Majesty, yes? Has something happened?
A town south of here has been overrun by bandits, down in Ordelia territory.
What?
And here I had hoped all those rogues had been suppressed.
It's just a ragtag group of anyone who managed to avoid extermination at the hands of the Federation. Looks like they all came together for one last hurrah. Since the town isn't too far away, I was asked to come here and see if you could spare any troops.
I will send all I can, but I fear it will be a scant force.
But surely the Federation will send reinforcements as well.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone's sorta got their hands full preparing for the next battle. Honestly, they could barely spare me as a messenger.
I didn't realize Claude could be so cruel.
Hey, it's the truth. This is just bad timing. All the big names are scattered off in one place or another. I mean, take you. You're all the way out here apart from the main force, right?
Still your tongue. I'll have you know I'm here on very important business.
This bickering can wait. We need to mobilize what units we have at once.
We? Wait, you're coming?
Am I unwelcome?
Hey, the more the merrier. Welcome aboard.
I am glad to hear it, for any force would be lucky to have the great Irvin Fritz Gloucester on their side. My military prowess may not be as renowned as some, but I have bestrode many a battlefield in my day. Sadly, I could not lend much aid during the recent disturbances in Ordelia, but
In that case, we should be off.
Sadly, I could not lend much aid during the recent disturbances in Ordelia, but this is my chance to rectify that error.
I sure hope he knows what he's doing.
The band.
We've got a friend in trouble.
Bandits have completely taken over the town.
Then we will just have to take it back, one street at a time. Let us split up and work on capturing each area.
We'll seize every last stronghold.
bandits are no match for nobles such as ourselves.
Yet they also lack the scruples of nobility. We should proceed with caution.
Out of the way!
Don't sense anyone from those who slither in the dark here.
I was wondering if we might run into them. Can't say I'm disappointed that we didn't.
Heard a guy could really let Lucy. Hope we ain't too late for all the fun.
Great. More bandits.
Let us show them that the rule of law still holds strong in Ordelia.
They're actually trying to reclaim the strongholds? Oh, these brigands need a lesson on when to cut their losses and go home.
On to the next one.
You're dead!
A magnificent achievement. It is a noble's duty to protect the commoner. I told my son he must never forget that.
And he remains dedicated to that ideal. Perhaps a little too dedicated.
Yeah, right!
By the by, Lysithea, is my son making himself useful in the Federation army?
Indeed he is. The man's fervor is rivaled only by that of the king himself.
That should do it. Let us take care of the other bandits now.
You're done!
I had thought perhaps you did not like my father, Count Gloucester.
An understandable impression. We did tend to get into heated arguments at the Round Table. Your father and I have strong opinions about how best to protect our own territories and peoples. We are like-minded in that way.
Yes, I see that now.
Won't mean a thing if I'm not still standing when the battle's over.
I'm certain the future we'll forge is bright. I understand that you often quarreled with the other lords at the Round Table as well.
My quarrels with the other lords were only a petty bickering. Only with your father could I exchange ideas on equal footing.
There's still fun to be had if we can hold this place. So, if you want it, come and take it! You're done!
Abuse this town for 1 minute more.
You're done!
They've taken the civic building. We must reclaim it with all speed.
I must say, I've been rather worried about your father. I rarely saw him at the Round Table since his illness.
Your concern is appreciated. Sadly, I think his long years of overwork have finally caught up with him. You should have given up when you had the chance. Cease this futility! You cannot defeat us!
Looks like we've taken back most of the town.
Not bad at all, my friend. A shame that you were born a mere commoner.
We got nowhere left to run if we lose here. Plant your feet and fight to the death!
Did they really think we would let them claim this town?
Too easy.
Lysithea, please be careful. You'll never face your father should something happen to you.
Your concern is appreciated but unnecessary. Our victory here is assured. Yes! We've done it!
You did well, Lysithea. Perhaps even better than myself.
Thank you for your assistance.
Not at all. I'm glad the town is safe once more.
Thank you for your assistance, Count Gloucester.
Not at all. I only wish I could have been of more use. Sadly, my efforts paled in comparison to those of you and your mercenary friend here, Lysithea.
I wouldn't go that far.
Me either. Honestly, I figured you were gonna be dead weight, but you really held your own.
Such impertinence.
But it's a terrible thing to grow old. I hope you never have to do it, either of you. But like it or not, I admit I am past my prime. Still, these old bones did what they could.
You were a tremendous help, and I've no doubt my father will feel the same when I inform him.
Please do give him my best, and let him know that we are still the sturdy pillars of Leicester.
Of course.
That said, I am pleased to see your father has such a superlative heir waiting in the wings. Perhaps Count Cordelia might consider stepping down a tad early?
I cannot say.
As leaders, we often butted heads because we had to look out for the interests of our own realms. But once we have both passed on our title, we could simply be friends. And that is something I would greatly look forward to.
That reminds me. You mentioned earlier that you owed him something?
Ah, yes. It's something of a longer tale, but perhaps now is the time to tell it. When you were still quite young, the Empire often saw fit to meddle in House Ordelia's affairs. As I was on the outside looking in, I was never able to discern any of the particulars. But even as a bystander, it was clear that your father's hardships were considerable. Yet, I did nothing. As leader of the pro-imperialist lords at the time, I could little more than stand by and watch.
Your actions are completely understandable. The Empire would have brazenly ignored any protest of their political interference. As such, we had no choice but to endure their tyranny.
It must have been difficult for you as well. Still, I should have spoken out, if nothing else. I owed your father that much.
I see.
I cannot change the past, but I hope I might help your father live out his remaining years in peace. Perhaps we could take tea together sometime. Reminisce on the old days.
I'm certain he would love that.
Hey, tea with a friend sounds pretty nice.
Yes, I am brimming with good ideas. For I am Irvin Fritz Gloucester, after all.